Hi, Professor. My name is Shengxin Ren. Today I'm gonna explain Appendix B, homeowners. The goal of this appendix is to gather all the information and figure out the indicator rate, and we select this rate. So first, I'm gonna explain the AIY projection, calculation of projected average AIY. And you can see that the amount of insurance years and earned exposure are given, and AIY to earned exposure ratio is just use the amount of insurance years divided by earned exposure, and we get the ratio from 2011 to 2015. And the annual change is to use the current year's exposure ratio divided by the last year and minus 1. We get the annual change. Same. As for the AIY to earn exposure exponential fate, so I first insert a graph, and based on the function, I get this formula, and I can forecast even 2016 to 2018. And then we get the projected average AIY in effective period. For this one, I just use the average of the last 2 years, and also it's our selected AIY in effective period. Oh, by the way, I slightly changed the order because I want to explain much easier. Yeah, so next I'm going to explain the ULAE ratio. As you can see, the countrywide pay loss and ALAE and countrywide paid ULAE are given, and I sum them up. I get a total number, and for ULAE ratio, it's just use the countrywide paid ULAE divided by the countrywide pay loss and ALAE. We get a ULAE ratio from 2013 to 2015, and I get the average of these 3 years, and that's our selected ratio. As for the ULAE factor, it's just 1 plus the selected ratio, and we get the ULAE factor later used on PB indication. Yeah. And the next is non-modeled cat loading. Same here, amount of insurance years are given, and reported cat loss and paid ARE are given. So we need to figure out the cat to AIY ratio. It's quite the same. Yeah, use the reported cat losses and paid ARE divided by the amount of insurance years. Get a CAT to AIY ratio. Same for the next year. 3 decimal place. And then for the all year arithmetic average, it's just average equal average. I will get the 0.110, and ULAE factor are given in the previous worksheets. It's right here. Oh, should be general. Yeah, 1.012, and the non-model cat provision per AIY. Just use the all year average times the ULAE factor. I'll get the number 0.111. And the selected average AIY per exposure, we also calculate it in this worksheet right here, 262.21. Same number here. And then we can figure out the non-modeled cat pure premium. Use the non per AIY times the selected average AIY per exposure. We'll get the pure premium. non-model catastrophe pure premium. As for the next worksheet, the cost of reinsurance, the expected recoveries and the cost of reinsurance are given. So the net cost of reinsurance, we use the cost of insurance minus the expected reinsurance recoveries. I'll get this number. And the last year exposure is from the PP indication right here. 2015 is 13,411. And we just copy and paste here. And the expected annual exposure increase and the projection period are given. So we can figure out the projected exposure. We use the last year exposure times 1 plus the increase and to the projection period 2. I'll get the number 13,681. As for the projected net reinsurance cost per exposure, we just use the net cost divided by the exposures. And here we get the cost per exposure. And the next worksheet, loss development. As we can see from 2009 to 2015, the numbers are given as Chandler method. And for age-to-age factors, we just use the for 15 to 27, we use 27 months divided by the 15 months. And same for the rest of the numbers. You check it here. Same. So for the all-year average, we can just simply the average of 15 to 27, and same here. Here, all-year average is the average of all the number, and 3-year average is the current 3 years. Use current 3 years to figure out the average. So same, equal average, current 3 years, and same the rest. For 4-year average, it's quite similar to the last one. It's just the most recent 4 years. 4 years. I'll give a number, 4 years. Yeah. For the average excluding high-low, we just exclude the highest and lowest number. For this one, the highest number is 1.047 and the lowest 1.016. So we exclude those and calculate the average. Same for the rest. For the geometric average, we just use the product of number from the H8 factors from 2009 to 2014, and to the 1 divided by the number, the count number of 2009 to 2014, which is for this one 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we just use the formula count. And same for the rest. Yeah. And the selected age to age, we just use the average excluding high and low. Same here, same here. And age to automate, we need to calculate from here. And this one is equal to this one. And the 51 to automate is just use the 63 to automate it times the 51 to 63. Get this number. This one is use 51 to automate times 39 to 51. And one by one, we get 15 to automate number is 1.0555. So The next worksheet is loss trend selection. For this one, the pay pure premium is given, and we need to first figure out the annual change. Annual change is the current quarter 2011 first quarter's number minus 2010 first quarter's number, and divided by the old one, and we get the annual change. Same for the rest. And what else we need to do is find the exponential trend and pure premium. And for here, we get 24 numbers total, and so our highest trend is 24 points, and the lowest is just 1 year, 4 points. And to find the pure premium, this one is just to figure out the legislative change. So I use the function, use the formula logest equals to logest, and choose for 24 points. We just choose all the numbers, and the reason why I choose 4 is because it's quarterly counted. So we need to the fourth, and -1 we can figure out the rate. Take another example of 4 points. We just use the recent 4 number, and same to the fourth, also quarterly, and -1 we get the rate. And for the selections, we based on the Appendix B from the book, I think it's just choose from the historical data and things, and we just given at 2.0%, and the projected is 4.0%. And for pure premium trend regional data, also loss trend 2 worksheets. These are my calculation progress, and this is what we want. So for the 20 points, I use train formula equals train, and we get the number. And also for same for 12 points. So we get like a linear relationship. And this is our graph. And the exponential trend and selections are the same as the last one. So for loss trend 3, from accident year 2011 to 2015, selected current trend are given here, 2.0, and the selected project trend are 4.0. Also this number. So the current cost trend period and projected cost trend period are given. So the current trend factor, simply use 1 plus the current trend, selected current trend to the trend period, and we get the factor. Same for a projected trend. Use 1 plus the selected projected trend to the cost trend period. We get the factors. The loss trend factor, we just use the current trend factor times the projected trend factor. We get the loss trend factor. And now I'm going to explain the expense calculation. Next part is a expense calculation. And expense calculation includes general, other acquisition, taxes, license fees, commission, and brokerage, and from 2013 to 2015. And you can see the countrywide expenses, total expenses are given, and B is assumed fixed expense, and we assume that there's an assumption of the percentage of fixed expense. We chose 75%, and for the fixed expense part, just use the total expense times the assumed fixed, and we get this number for each year. And the countrywide earned exposure are given, so the fixed expense per exposure, we use fixed expense divided by the exposure, and we get this number for each year. And for the expense per exposure, we also calculate the 3-year average, just the average of 2013 to 2015. We get this number. And the variable expense, just use the total expense times 1 minus the fixed expense percentage, which is this number times 0.25, and we get this number. Same for the rest. And the countrywide earning premium are given. So we can calculate the variable expense percentage. We just use the variable expense divided by the countrywide earned premium, and we get the variable expense percentage for each year. And the average of 3 years is the same. So we selected the 3-year average. And this calculation is same for the rest. So I'm not gonna explain further. So let us skip those to the total fixed expense per exposure. For this one, just simply add everything's fixed expense per exposure. And for the first one, 29.51. Other acquisition is 34.22. And the tax and license fees is 3.92. The commission and brokerage, since the assumed fixed is 0, so just add them up. I'll get this number. Same for the rest. And we get average 69.89. For fixed expense trend, now we need to calculate the expense exhibit 2 first. Let's do this first. So we get the employment cost index, which is the annual change over last 2 years, are given 4.8%, and percentage of other acquisition 50% given. Consumer price index is also annual change over last 2 years, 1.9% given. And the annual expense trend is to use the annual change over last 2 years of employment cost index times the percentage of other acquisition, general expense and taxes, license, etc. And plus the consumer price index annual change over last 2 years times 100%, which is 1, minus this number, and we get the annual expense trend 3.4%, and we select this one as our selected annual expense trend 3.4, and we use it here. And as for the trend period from July 1st, 2013 to July 1st, 2017, the trend period is 4. We use 2017 minus 2013. And this one we use 2017 minus 2014, 2017 minus 2015. We have a trend period. As for the fixed expense trend factor, this one, we use 1 plus the fixed expense trend and to the trend period, and we get the factor. Same for the rest. for the projected fixed expense, we just use the total fixed expense per exposure of each year times the each year's factor. We get the number. And here we calculate the average of 77.23. However, for the projected fixed expenses, we selected the last year's number for our selected number. And as for the variable expense provision, it's quite similar with this one. We just use the selected variable expense of each item and add them up. I will get the variable expense provision. And now we can do this worksheet. The earned exposure and non-catastrophe reported losses and paid ARAE are given, and we also calculate the total. We use the number of H, the ultimate number, as our loss development factors. And the loss trend factor, the loss trend factor we also calculated already. It's right here. Use those numbers. And the URAE factor we also calculated. It's right here. The same 1.012. And now we can calculate the projected ultimate non-catastrophe losses and LAE. We use the non-catastrophe reported losses and paid ALAE times the loss development factor times the loss trend factor and times the URAE factor. And also same for the rest. And then we calculate the total number. For the projected non-catastrophe pure premium, we just use the earned exposure. We use the projected ultimate non-catastrophe losses ARAE divided by the earned exposure. We get the pure premium. For each year. And as for this number, we used the total of projected ultimate non-catastrophe losses and LAE divided by the total of earned exposure. So we get our selected projected non-catastrophe pure premium. For 9 and 10, number of claims and claims required for full credibility are given. So we can calculate our credibility. We use the minimum function of the minimum H18 is the number of claims divided by the claims required for full credibility, and to the 0.5, comma 1, and we get the credibility. And the original non-catastrophe pure premiums is given, and we can calculate the credibility weighted non-catastrophe pure premium. We just use the selected projected non-catastrophe pure premium times the credibility and plus the original non-catastrophe pure premium times 1 minus the credibility, which is the formula we're familiar with. And we get this number. At the non-model catastrophe pure premium, we have calculated in the non-model catastrophes right here, 29.11. And the model catastrophe pure premium is given. So the total pure premium is to the sum of credibility weighted non-catastrophe pure premium and non-model catastrophe pure premium and model catastrophe pure premium. We got the total pure premium. The projected net reinsurance cost per exposure. We also have this number right here, projected. It's 15.68, and the projected fixed expense per exposure we calculated here. %13.8%, and profit of contingency provision is given 5.0%, and variable permissible loss ratio we can calculate it using one cost ratio. We use 100% minus the variable expense prevention minus the profit and contingency prevention. We get the variable permissible loss ratio. And now we can calculate the indicated rate. We use the total premium plus projected fixed expense per exposure times plus the net reinsurance cost per exposure, and divided by the variable permissible loss ratio, we get the indicated rate. It's also our selected rate. Thanks for watching. Thank you so much.